Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we have currently been working on getting some constructions done out over here, but we're going to be getting some very useful constructions going soon. Arc furnaces, and we have our 2 arc furnace locations scoped out. We're also going to need Dyson swarms. Minus 1k on energy credits? Is that real? I'm not convinced that's real. We'll come back to that in a moment. This is set up as a mining world right now, and that is accurate. We're going to need to put in a mineral processing plant here, but we need housing at the moment, so that means a mining district. On this agro world, this is definitely going to be an agro world, so we can certainly put in a food processing facility, and we could also put in something like a bioreactor there. That would not be a bad idea. We've got a Shipso Prime here, the Ecclesiastical Center, and this needs a building at this point. So we've got the monument on here, right? We need a specialist unemployment, but we have worker jobs available. That's noted. We can put in 2 more city districts to unlock the building slots, and we can just wait for a demotion here. How long before you get demoted? 127 days? That's not so bad. So let's just do that for now. We've got this tech world down here, which apparently we have a lot of worlds that need work. Okay, noted. So this tech world needing work is fine. We can easily put a research lab in here. No problem there. This tech world needs housing. That means a city district. This generator world needs something. This is an auto designation. It's not really a generator world, but with us being at minus 1.3k, maybe it should be. I don't think we should be at minus 1.3k, but we'll see. So for the moment, I'll make this be an energy grid. We'll designate this as a generator world, and we can put in a generator district like that. Okay. So then we've got this generator world, which is actually set up as a generator world. We need housing for that. That seems absolutely okay. And we'll boost that with a generator district. Cool. Ifriri is a refinery world. So that is absolutely noted. We've got our ancient refinery on here right now. Refinery worlds tend to not have much in terms of jobs. They tend to be a bit awkward in that regard. Overbuilt in housing, underbuilt in jobs. Not a lot to be done about it either. And then we've got this world here, which is currently set up as a generator world. It's auto-designated, so I'm just going to upgrade the planetary administration here, and we'll figure out what we want that to be a little later on. Okay, let's give this a month tick. Plus 369. That's more like it. Ready. Okay. I thought that might be the case. So we need to launch this agenda, and what we want to do next is we actually want to reorganize our council. So we're going to get going on that, and we want to make sure that we have a council reorganization here, because we need to boost our diplomatic weight. We're missing a minister of state, and that is definitely something that we want to take care of. So we'll handle that soon enough. Now, we do have a lot of influence on hand right now, and that's very good. We're going to need that influence, for sure. So Weeder Station here is building its anchorages. We're building anchorages here. That should help offset our naval capacity issues, and that sounds great. We also just built an orbital down over here. That's also fine. Okay, so we're building our orbital ring in Targon right now. And our orbital ring at Radar Station Alpha is currently completed. Well, completed in terms of its queue up, right? It is fully queued. So that sounds great. We are going to get some naval cap out of that. So that is absolutely wonderful. I remember there being modules that you can build in here to, like, boost up your district slots and such for influence. That they must have changed that at some point, because that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. You can just boost it at this point, and it's not built with influence. That's kind of disappointing, to be honest. But it's fine. We will get these orbital rings done eventually. So that all looks good. And an encounter in Tanab. Really? This late in the game and we have a first contact? Well, let's do it. Okay, so the Wave Skimmer 3 is going to be done with its orbital ring soon. When it's done, it's going to diadem. And the idea here, of course, is that it is going to be building an arc furnace here. So we'll let that finish up. We have both of our arc furnace... Thanks, Windows. I don't need to update my version of Java right
Ship's
now.
upgraded.
Ridiculous. So, as I was saying, we're going to be finishing up our orbital ring here very soon. We're going to get an arc furnace going in Diadem, and we still need to scope out 2 locations for a Dyson Swarm.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
I'm wondering about a free read down here. 5? I'm really looking for a 7. And then there's also Safaban out over here. We're heading there with this guy, right? No, we're heading to Kunides. Why did we decide not to go to Safaban? I guess it's not that much in terms of actual planet count. 1, 2... Yeah, it's a research station. 3, 4, 5... 6... 7... 8, 9. Yeah, that's why. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. Karmaneki out over here is 4 on its star. Sure. Like I said, we're looking for around a 7 from our energy credits. And that can be kind of rare. We may end up having to go with a 5. It's only a 2. Tharum would be ideal, but that's not going to be an option. There's definitely going to be something that we can get done here. And it's not a RAS. Kifatar, this produces 11. 5 from the star? It's mediocre. We may end up going with it, though. Our options seem to be somewhat slim at this point in terms of star production. What about Volmar? 10? That's good. We would definitely go with that. Okay, so that's the plan. I like it. So the cetacean is here, and the wave skimmer,
System
once it
survey
finishes
complete.
in Lictabon, is going to head over to... Where was that? Volmar. Here. Okay, so we're going to do exactly that. Wonderful. Our first contact event has happened.
Handshake
Signs of
protocols
barbarism.
activated.
Very rude. An embassy? We accept. Excellent. And then there's a Targon Prime station here that I'm going to immediately...
They can talk, and they want to talk to us.
Do they, though? I'm not convinced that they do want to talk to us, to be honest. So how are we doing on our minor artifacts? We're at 3.1k. Sure. We're definitely going to want to bring those numbers up somewhat. No doubt about that. And I'd also like to bring up the number of ships that we can have in our fleets. That would be really, really good, too. I'm also thinking a 4th construction ship at this time. And I would like to find one more good location to build a Dyson Swarm. What about Kerbis? And there we go. Okay. I'm wondering if this storm is boosting them. Mining station output plus 200%. That's the actual issue here. Okay, so these might not be that great once this storm passes. So if it's at plus 200%, and it's currently at 10, that means it would by default be like 3 or 4, right? Which means it's mediocre. That is what that means. Okay, what about Regulus? 4? Okay. Anything else down this way? I mean, there's Briscoe down here, producing 4. Demi Vito, producing 4. We might just have to choose a 5, to be honest. Tiriak produces 5. Yeah, that might be what's necessary here. Suitor over this way is a 2. Tiamat is 4. Yeah, our options are slim, for sure. Nicolor is 2. anything else in here? What about Hawaz? 4. Okay. So we just got to be careful about that Radiant Storm. That's the main issue there. I don't think we should actually build it down here. Targon is producing 13. That's also within the Radiant Storm. So what would that be? That would be like 4, I think. Something along those lines. It's not great, right? So that's fairly decent. Or fairly default, rather. Yeah, I feel like we just don't have a huge amount of options here. Kifatar is a 5, and I think maybe we go for that. So the Wave Skimmer is going to Diadem. The Cetacean is going from here to Lictabon. So I'm going to tell it to move here, build the Hyper Relay, and then we're going to have it come back over to Kifatar at this point. And we're going to build the Dyson Swarm here. I'm not happy about it, but we're going to do it. And then we're going to look for anything else that's a base output of 5. So like Dirham is a 2. Ejak is a 5. That would work. Okay, so now we just need to wait for this construction ship to finish. It's not ideal necessarily, but it'll have to do. So we're going to build our Dyson Swarm around Ejak, and we'll arrive there eventually. It's an awkward path that we're taking,
Spaceborne
but
life form encountered.
I guess it's fine. I'm not going to be too upset about it. Okay, so we're building... Okay, we're actually just entering Diadem here. We are not building the Arc Furnace, so I want to build the Arc Furnace out over here. There we go. And then this guy's doing that right. You're still building your orbitals here. That's going to take a while yet. There's a bunch of orbitals still to build there. But we've scoped out a location for all of our, like, mini megastructures, and that is great. We will get those finished up eventually. So that sounds good. We've got the Targon Prime Station, and this is set up as a factory world, which of course is easy enough to work with, right? So our modules here, we're probably not going to put too much in there. And maybe there's research that we're missing on those. Okay, 250 energy credits is fine to lose. I'm not too concerned about that.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Okay, do we have any jobs that we need to work on right now? Because for the moment, we're mostly just waiting for a lot of things to finish, right? We do need some housing on Giedi Prime. This is primarily just due to devastation. It's a factory world, so we can put in an industrial district there, and that will solve the housing issue for now. Integrating the Model 16 Citizen Confederation, that's okay. I don't mind that. They can do that if they want. It will, of course, change the balance of vote power, right? So if we look at these guys, we can see that they are at 32,000 diplomatic weight. We are at 12,000. We definitely need to do something about that. No doubt about it. So we need to boost our diplomatic weight. And if we check in here, we can see from fleets, we're gaining some. From pops, we're gaining some. Economy, we're gaining some. And technology, we're gaining some. We just need more diplomatic weight. And that is absolutely fine. There's a lot of things that we can work on for that, and we will get there. We're currently only just above our naval capacity. That is good. All these anchorages down here are going to help with that, and we're going to get a fair amount more naval capacity out of that. So that seems absolutely fine. We are going to have these construction ships finishing in the eventual times, but it is going to take them a while. We actually stopped building the hyper relay here. Yeah, we're stopping building the hyper relay when issuing that order. That's nuts. Okay, whatever. I guess we'll come do it this direction. There. That'll delay things a little bit, but
Spaceborne
it's okay.
life form encountered.
I'm really not that concerned about it. We've got lots of influence on hand right now, and our influence is going to be going up somewhat. What are we working on for tech? Okay. That's noted. That's all fairly long-term things. I mean, the command matrix is nice. Let's get that finished up, and let's see if we can boost our diplomatic weight with anything here. So starbase capacity, ancient ruination glares are interesting. We might grab that eventually. Ancient target scramblers as well. But yeah, there's not a lot of diplomatic weight here. Absolutely noted. Let's grab the ancient ruination. That'll finish eventually. What is going on up here? Fully occupied by the Mawir caretakers and the League of Narania? Okay, so the XT-489 assemblers are not doing so well. That's understood. And completely fine. We are actually very, very happy about that. That sounds magnificent. Okay, at this point, we need jobs, or rather housing, on Siagawa. This is a tech world, and housing means a city district. So we'll get that done. That should be fine. Again, that's mostly due to devastation, and that's not too concerning. This is a mining world here. It needs housing. We'll put in a mining district for now. That's more kicking the can down the road. It'll be a problem again later, but that's fine. And then we've got this mining world here, and this is an okay mining world, I suppose. We can put in an observatory. And we could do a storm attraction center, storm relief center, and storm summoning theater, like that. That'll be fine for now. And then this industrial world here at Astinda, it needs housing. So, I mean, an industrial district. Ah, we have failed to add another NEMA, and we could find no habitat spacious enough. The scientists are not dismayed, however, and promise better results in the future. So we failed to add a NEMA. That is sad. Volmar Prime here, this generator world, we definitely could use some housing in. That means a generator district. So no issues there. That looks great. And our arc furnace over in Diadem is going to be done fairly soon. That is, of course, magnificent. So we're going to get that finished shortly. And this guy is heading over to build the Dyson Swarm now. So the thing that is going to be last in terms of these, like, mini megastructures is going to be the Dyson Swarm in Kifatar. So that's absolutely fine. We do have a Astral Rift event pending, and we could do... We'll deploy experimental planetary cloaking. What could go wrong? I'm sure it'll be fine. This is definitely technology that we have. Okay, so what do we got going on here? I thought I saw something as we went through, but actually it's already been handled, so no problem. Cool. So this arc furnace is 95% done. Now 97, and we're going to get this upgrading immediately, as soon as possible. Okay. Do it. And now, of course, we need to build all of our mining stations here in Diadem, and we're going to do exactly that. So that'll keep that construction ship busy for a little while. The next one is going to be, well, we're going to finish up some of these major orbitals. This is actually going to be a long time in the future. There's a lot of orbitals yet to be built here. Okay, that's fine. We're full on astral threads, which is not shocking. It's not great either, but it's not shocking. Okay, so we're going to finish up our last two hyper relays up here. These should have been done by now, but I kind of canceled them a couple times. My own fault, to be sure. We're about 90 days away from finishing this orbital ring upgrade over the Targon Prime station, and that is going to give us access to a building plot.
Complete.
So that is going to be very useful. The Nunkey starbase has finished up out over here. It needs buildings still. So we would definitely put in a communications jammer. We would put in a disruption field generator. We would put in, no, we wouldn't put in a command center. A target uplink computer and a defense grid supercomputer is what we're going for. We're not looking to actively defend these, so we don't want to put command centers in them. We're looking to passively defend them, which means defense platforms. So that sounds wonderful. And we can see that Penix Station is 121k at this point. Like, that's reasonably powerful. It would take both of our fleets a significant amount of effort to get through there. Of course, our fleets are not necessarily the strongest in the world. No doubt about that. But that's absolutely fine for now. So this agro world requires a job. And that definitely means putting in a, not a bioreactor, but a hydroponics farm for right now. We could probably consider putting in a bioreactor, but I'm not sure how necessary it really is. Okay, this factory world needs a capital upgrade. Our ecclesiastical center still requires a job, a specialist job. And we could put in some temples here at this point. Holotheaters do produce unity and amenities. I think we're fine on amenities, though. Numistic Shrine would put in... That would actually be 23 unity production. If we compare that to a temple, it would be the same. A temple would produce 4 amenities, whereas this would produce trade value and more amenities. So a single Numistic Shrine would be the way to go here, followed by probably a bunch of temples. Like that, to produce a bunch of unity. So that'll be fine for the time being. Excellent. And now let's check in on the Targon Prime Station. That is 10 days away from completion. Beautiful. So we absolutely are going to optimize for this factory world.
Construction complete.
And that means that we want to put in an orbital logistics system. And we may even want to put in an alloy processing facility here. We don't produce a lot of alloys here, but we do produce some. So this is 2 metallurgist jobs, right? So that means that if we were to put that in, we would get a grand total of 2 additional alloys from it. I'm not sure how worthwhile that would really be. There's our habitat expansion. Nanite transmuters. Okay, that's kind of neat. We don't have a source of nanites, though, right now. Or actually, we do. That is kind of neat. Okay, let's grab that. That seems wonderful. So no issue there right now. And of course, our arc furnace is going to be upgrading. We have our Dyson Swarm Array building down here. That's only 13% done right now. And we are on our second hyper relay out over here before we get our Dyson Swarm Array going here. So that seems fine. And of course, we're still building roughly 1 trillion of these. We may order another construction ship to head over and build this in Kunides, like perhaps even this one. We could jump drive to Phemisto from here and then build in Kunides, which I'm going to tell it to do. Like that. So that is queued up after it builds the Dyson Swarm Array. Wonderful. So then that means, of course, this guy, he doesn't have to continue doing all of these orders. We just need to... Oh, that canceled it. Of course. Okay. It's weird the way it sometimes cancels orders when you... Like, sometimes cancels construction in progress when you tell it to move, and sometimes doesn't. I don't have an explanation for that. Okay, so something along the lines of that. Yep. There we go. So, it was +7 orders before, wasn't it? Maybe there's a movement order. Because there definitely appears to be all of this good to go. Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. Now you can see our naval capacity has gone up, and we could actually go for another fleet. And I'm going to do that. We're going to grab ourselves a Titan here and get that produced. We're also going to eventually be interested in grabbing some additional battleships for this fleet. And we may want to get those going right now. How many do we need for our overall fleet? 4? Okay. Yeah, I want to get those started. So we're going to get that on the way. The Titan, of course, is going to take a long, long time to get done. That's fine. I want to check in on our current ship design on our Titan. So the Perdition Beam is 250. So that means that we're absolutely going to want this Ancient Ruination Claire, right? That's 439.65. That's probably just straight better than the Perdition Beam. So that sounds wonderful. Now, we are going to want to start spending this influence. We have a little bit of spending on it that we can do. Specifically, over here in the Targon Prime Station, we can upgrade this to an Orbital Ring Tier 3. And we're going to do exactly that. The real question is, do we want to make that be another anchorage? I don't know. That might be what we end up doing. We are doing pretty decent on our naval capacity, and I'd like to continue to bring that up. Although, we're not going to bring it up too much out over this way, right? Because if we look at this, yeah, I mean, we're going to get our naval logistics offices built. So that will boost it some. We are going to get a little bit more. But the vast majority of our naval capacity growth has already happened. So that is understood. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to get these constructions built. Okay, this is going to be kind of awkward to have a gravity storm right here, but it's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.